Hello, screenwriters, and welcome to Writing for Screens, the screenwriting step-by-step project, episode number 138. My name is Glenn Gers, and I come to you every Monday through Friday, if I can make it, at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's my live time, but you can watch me, you probably are watching me, at any time. These are all on the website. I come here every day to try and walk you through the writing of a TV drama pilot script to try and teach the process of screenwriting. It's just letting you look over my shoulder, share my screen. I'll talk to you as I write a script because the process is the one thing that they don't teach much in any of the other screenwriting classes. They don't talk about the day-to-day work of figuring out step by step, scene by scene, line by line, how to make this ideal thing that you want to make out of a blank page. That's all I'm doing. I'm just sharing my version of it. It's not the only way to do it. It's not the best way to do it. It's not the way that professionals do it. It is the way that I worked out for myself, self-taught during a 25-year career writing TV and movies. And so with that said, I'd just like to walk you through it in case you can find something helpful in it. You don't have to watch all of these. You don't have to watch them in order. Just drop in, see what I'm doing, see if any of it seems helpful to you. Take that. Anything that doesn't seem helpful, toss it. Every writer has to work their own way. Every writer has their own needs. Every project has its own needs. So there's no one right way to do it. I'm just telling you some practical tips in case they help you. All right. Hello, Maritlitoso. Hello, Erin. Good evening. Since it's daytime here, but I know it's evening there. Let's just get right to it because we've got a lot of cutting to do. That is where we are. We are... okay. Sorry, the camera rig was in front of the screen. What I've been doing is going through the 90-page rough draft, which is where I just threw down the famous vomit draft, the famous bad draft, where you just put down anything you can think of so that you have something to work with. Now I've got to go through that and try to cut out, right now I'm just trying to cut out things that are obviously wrong. Obviously wastes of time, repetitions, poor phrases, sections of dialogue that really don't go anywhere, or they go someplace that I've later decided we shouldn't go there. So that is what we are doing, just page by page. I'm trying to go through 90 pages and make it around 60. Probably won't get to 60, probably get to like 70, but if I can cut down to 70, then I have a chance to read through what's left and start to really focus on the rewrite. 8 p.m. in Chile. I am so glad that that is awesome for you. I really, it's funny. It seemed like such a weird thing to do this. I know that nobody else does anything like this. Everyone I talk to about doing it, they're like, really? You're going to do that? Are you insane? But it did seem like the only way to show how you do this stuff. That's the thing. And I remember all the times over the years that I was doing this and I would sort of discover for myself, like, oh, that's how you do that. I always wanted to say to other people, like, did you see this? Look at how cool this is. This, if you do this, you can make it better in that way. That's what I'm doing. Hello. This is Kitschy. Thank you, Javier. I know you do. I know that it is a pleasure to share these for you. 7 p.m. for Erin. Yeah, I am glad if you like to watch them. I just hate the idea that someone, if I was looking at this page and I saw, 138 episodes of a thing that's like numbered, I would think, oh no, I have to start at number 1 and go all the way through. That's just too many hours. People don't have to do that. All right, let's get to cutting. And once again, I'm not really worrying too much about the rewrite. I'm just worried about getting rid of clutter. Thank you, Erin. Thank you, various others, seconding it and thricing it. All right. Add a shelf. Don't need I feel you. Okay, but I'm here for you. See, little cuts. Little cuts. Natasha's here. Wolf is here. Hi, everybody. Glad to see you. It is good to be sharing this with you. I'm just cutting. I don't think we need to know why. At Xena's glare. Xena glares. See, just a little less, a little simpler. I'm speaking for a whole community who knew George and loved him in one help. Who loved George in one help. Okay, so we can take out I need to help you because that's kind of the same thing. You can call me or text me. Call or text. You can call or text me. Don't need that. Hello, Brian. Great. I am really glad. I think that that's one of the most useful things, how to organize a script. Let me just see if I can find the thumbnail for that. Yeah, here it is. Organize a project. Yeah, I got to tell you, I really think this is a useful, I mean, you're watching me do it, but it's nice to have me just lay it out. Just as a way to keep the project from sprawling and help you to not worry about the process, just worry about the work. Okay, thank you. I'm so glad. Hello, Larry. Okay, cutting. Call or text anytime. Okay. I'm gonna what I love about this is she's absolutely right. This is great. Love you. Falls back at the ceiling, staring up at the ceiling. This is one of those things. Sorry about the clatter. Where else is the ceiling going to be? Staring at the ceiling. Do I really even need that? Falls back on the ceiling. There. See, we don't need that. We're going to just stick with Madeline. Okay. What is practicing different writing to become a better writer? My opinion is that is brilliant. That is a great thing to do. If you can do it, do it. My other thought is the business doesn't tend to like you to be able to do different genres. At least, as always with the business, they don't like it until they love it. Most of the time, agents, managers, producers, they will tell you, stick to one genre, stick to, like, get a brand. But then again, they are talking business value. They are talking the use of being able to say, oh, they're the people who do this thing. And that's how they will sell you, whether you want them to or not. But the truth is, if you like more than one genre, you should explore more than one genre and put yourself out there for more than one genre. But do know that the business is going to say, nah, we need people who are in their little pigeonholes. Matthew, hi. Erin, I love that she's staring at you, but we don't have time. We just don't have time. So the thing I wanted to do was to not give every detail of everything. I wanted to keep the story moving. All right, this is entirely gone. Funky hipster type place. Okay, that's all I'm going to say. Oh, good. I'm very glad. Yeah, I have to say, at least knowing that all of your document is in one place, that your outline is there, because if you have an outline and an overview document where you can put all your other thoughts that aren't in scenes, at least you know what you have. At least you can say, this is how far I am from a finished outline. This is how far I am from a finished draft. And so you just get a better sense of what you need to get done. Anyway. Helps know what is other genres so I don't accidentally slip into it. Sure, I guess. I mean, I think if you're really focused on a genre, you'll do the genre and that'll be fine. The biggest problem for me is I like a lot of genres. When I watch most genres, I'm like, I'd like to try that. That's cool. I think that's an interesting worldview. It's an interesting, set of characters, themes, the things that genres do. I'm always like, ooh, what could I do with that? The problems of the business is like, well, wait a second. You can't possibly do romantic comedies and horror movies. That's not okay. They're wrong, of course. But they are right that, like, my agents sometimes would be like, oh, we can't do that. We're trying to focus on the horror. Stick with the horror. They're also always focusing on the things that make money. So therefore, if your brand is a genre that is not currently popular, they'll tend to say, oh, well, you're done. When often you could do other things. Follow your heart. You're a storyteller. I mean, you may want to branch out as you grow. So follow your heart and tell all kinds of stories. Erin is correct. Hello, Jean. Thank you. Let's learn why. Yes. Would my Marine be willing to reveal this secret in the script now? Keep moving. That's a good question. The answer is only you know, Jean. You make the choices because that way you're creating the script. That's the magic of writing. Okay. Yeah, former journalist. Well, there's no thus there. Okay. 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 Now, as I had mentioned, this joke. I'm just leaving these around. I'm not sure if I'm going to actually use them, but Um, that is definitely worthwhile. Always explore, always do things on purpose if possible. Yeah, that's true. That is true. When I showed Xena, that means we have to stay on Xena, and you know what? Also, they're going to shoot her. They're going to shoot her hanging up the phone. When they shoot her side of that conversation, they can always put in the shot of her afterwards. It's not a big deal. That's their choice, not mine. Okay, Wolf, actually, horror is one of the currently more successful genres. Absolutely. It is broadly, well, I don't know that it's broadly popular, but it is financially successful at the moment. It's one of the more popular genres currently. Hello, Kirby. Love fantasy, sci-fi, and stories centered around that with a sprinkle in of others. Yes, actually, that is, Erin points out a very useful thing. You may not do other genres, but you should have them in your head because, like, if you know how a romantic comedy relationship works, you can take some of those dynamics, put them into the relationship in the horror movie subtly. You don't make it a rom-com, but you use the dynamics, you use the way the characters work. It can really give some life and some juiciness to your genre script. Mixing genres is hard to sell, but I happen to think it's a great thing to do. Yeah, Norman's book, I am sure, will be something to read. Yes, that's the interesting thing about horror is that horror runs the gamut now from, you can still do indie horror, you can still do ultra low budget horror, but then studios are doing gigantic, expensive horror. Yes, exactly. You want to write the characters' feelings, you want to write the characters' actions and concerns, their needs, so that the actors will have something to play. You don't tell them how to act, you tell them what they're trying to do, and then they figure out how they want to do it. I like the noise it makes. Okay. Okay. So we don't need that. This is a weird thing. I am having a hard time cutting. Oh, I see. There we go. Okay. I'm just cutting the things which I absolutely know I'm not going to. I see. Like, do we need to talk about taking the credit card from the wallet? No. He's going to give him the credit card. Right, Norman's book. That is the sort of thing that I would actually consider doing, which is a problem. Yes, indeed. Finding a niche that loves you can be profitable above having everyone read it and having a lukewarm response. This is true. Yeah, you always have to balance between what you are most passionate about and what the market wants. And you have to recognize sometimes you might be passionate about something that the market doesn't care about that much, but your passion for that thing makes it most worthwhile to do, even if it's not going to be the biggest business. And the thing is, people in Hollywood, people in the business, they advise all things on business values, what will make the most money, what will get the most viewers. And that is not always the best thing to do. It's not always the right thing to do. And it's certainly not always the right thing to do for you. So yeah. Hello, Roddy. My goodness, 40 plus books. Cool. All right, I'm just going to keep writing because I got to write here. Okay, that's not true. Boom. Sorry, guys, I wasn't reading your genre thoughts. I'm writing, but I hear you. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Horror is a genre with a lot of depth, or it can be. There's a lot going on in the genre. Whereas right now, detective stories in movies, TV shows, not that busy. Different years, different things rise and fall in the marketplace, in the public's attention. You can't really see. That's the thing. Agents and managers are constantly saying, and producers, executives, they are all constantly saying, well, what's on the rise, what's being watched, and therefore they're like, we're going to pivot our company towards that thing for now. But they can do that because they're a company. They're not creative. They're just saying, oh, well, we'll just find a writer who does that thing. And then, oh, well, that thing's over. We'll go to this writer and that thing, which a writer can't and shouldn't do. You shouldn't be saying like, oh my gosh, horror is popular, I'm going to go do that. You should do it because you love it, because you want to try it, because you have a feeling for it. So there's a mismatch between the intention of writers and the intentions of companies, because the intentions of companies are to basically follow the market most of the time. Very rarely they'll try and lead the market. Mostly they follow it. Writers can't do that. Artists can't do that. You can't spend your time trying to track a trend, especially now, because at least, back 20, 30 years ago, trends would take 3 or 4 years to play out. Now, 3 or 4 months. There are certain big things like tentpole movie, sci-fi and comic book fantasy stories. Those tend to be really big. However, honestly, if a musical is big for right now, I guarantee you in 2 or 3 months, some docuseries on true crime will be very big. And then a little while later, some, teen drama. It moves too fast for writers to chase the market. All right. Have you ever written a one-page synopsis? The important thing about one-page synopsis is to recognize that you are not writing a scene-by-scene synopsis, or even a move by, like big moves. A one-page synopsis really is just beginning, middle, and end. The main conflict of the main characters, a couple of textured and detailed, areas about that. But honestly, you're not taking it step by step. You're talking about the largest movements. Somebody decides to take a journey up the river. That's the beginning of it. And then on their journey, they go through many things. You don't list all the things. You just don't have time. A one-page synopsis it is very difficult to condense it on one page. Don't think about it scene by scene. Think about the big set pieces and what the meaning is. Honestly, a synopsis at that length is not really telling you the events. It's telling you the emotional shape of the story. Also, in general, people don't want to know the ending in a synopsis, or you don't want to give away the ending. You want to say, it leads toward, you want to stop sort of at the end of the second act. Okay. Boom. Yes, there are still, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that. There are still small publishers. And this is very important because there are not small publishers for screenwriting. There are small publishers for fiction. So you should consider, why are you writing a script? As I often ask, when you are thinking about stuff, think, does it have to be a script? I will urge you always to consider writing in some other form that is easier for you to release yourself, or that does not require so much money and corporate collaboration to get out to an audience, even if it's a very tiny audience. That is my feeling. How do you keep your enthusiasm about your story breaks and revelations to yourself and stop annoying your partner? First of all, hopefully you can use that that relationship question to consider, what is the short and entertaining version of this thing that I can tell. But mainly, you just want to keep it on the page and don't talk about it. Don't talk about it, as hard as it is, unless they really want to hear it. But honestly, that's the truth is, it's a good exercise in how can I keep this as an entertaining anecdote that somebody coming in blind will get the beginning, middle, and end of this twist or revelation. Not the beginning, middle, and end of the whole story, but also think about, why do you want to tell them about a twist if they're not in the story? The truth is, you just want to say, "Oh, I figured out a cool twist today," but don't tell them what it is. That's my personal solution. Excellent. Always have an audience in mind. A small, dedicated audience to proofread for you. Hi, Ira. Yes, we are trying to cut. I'm not getting enough cutting done. I'm talking too much. Here we go. Okay. I tried to convince her, let me go there. But she was not. 30. Oh, come on, seriously? 30 years. Shit. You want to look at the files. I've forgotten what it is. Then she'll go tell the police about the file. About that. Okay. Don't need that. George is dead. No way. Poisoned. He was clearly getting too close. Okay, right now. Okay, I'm just cutting these dumb jokes about exploding. Because this is just not. All right, I am just cutting. That is all I'm doing here. Oh, Lisa, several Madeline Lawrences. Okay. Thank you. Okay, Tandowski is spelled wrong. All right. Now, what's interesting is he screen shares, but she had already done this. She had already found her. So I'm probably going to have to change that. But at the moment, I'm not, because that's not cutting, that's rewriting. Just tell her, get her on board. Okay, community is the same as everyone getting together, so I can cut that. Okay, this is still a mess, but at least it's a shorter mess. Okay, eventually that's not going to be McLean. Good to know, Larry. Welcome back. Glad you are with us still. We have cut a page. That's not bad. Okay, wait a second. What was... I know that I've got... Sorry about that. Here in the outline... in the Zoom call, we have to be adding a character, conspiracy theorist, but I don't know his name. All right, conspiracy theorist, add him, but I have not given him a name. Damn. All right. Okay, so that's just for another time. Conspiracist. Well, I had conspiracy. All right. Just to cover up mistakes. Cover up the mistakes. Maybe there's more to it. I'll go get it. She's not going to give it to us. And say she said I'll get it. Conjuring up their own. All right. I'm just cutting words, folks. Cutting. Okay, so for instance here, she's basically saying the same thing 4 times. Well, wait, I don't know. Let's think about it. Same thing. Let's not get trapped in old perceptions. The same thing. Maybe we should. The same thing. Now, I'll even go for 3 out of 4. I don't know. Let's think about it. Let's not get... I'm sure I'm going to eventually try. This is just a lot of words. I don't know, convince her. Okay. No worries then. I'll break it. Okay. A film or there's a film. I don't know that I will do another project like this. I may do other things for the live stream after this project. I don't think I'm just going to keep writing projects live. I mean, I guess as the Bob Ross of screenwriting, I could, but I think probably what I'll do is I'll start to I'll put some of my scripts on my website so people can read them, and I'll break them down, talk about how they got written and what happened to them. I'm thinking of talking a little bit about DIY filmmaking and talking a little bit about indie film and indie film history and film history in general, because frankly, you should know stuff. So maybe talk, a little bit more of the material with which you write and not so much the process. Because hopefully, at whatever this comes out to be, 200 hours, surely that's enough to get the point across. It's really like to talk about your work because I don't like to. I really dislike me when I say Jack Nixon in The Shining. Yikes. Yeah, everybody's different about that. I have found in general, the more I talk, the less I write. And the more I tell people things, the more it drains the energy of the writing. And talking and writing are just very different. And writing is the one that actually should be it should be good in itself, to me. Other people need to talk it out. There's a lot of people who can only write if they have a partner to talk everything out. I don't know. All work and no play. Yes, that's one of the things. When I get to that part of things, I will try and either. Currently, my movie Disfigured is on Apple TV. You can rent it through iTunes or Amazon. You can rent it. So those are there. Unfortunately, Like, Share, Follow is not. So I'll have to see about getting a way to show that to people. But yes, I will try and get that. Xena mutes Norman. Look at that. Xena mutes Norman, which is a lot shorter than Norman's audio has cut out and Xena has muted him. I think there we go. All right. Pulling the car over dangerously, horns blaring around him. Then we can get rid of that. Okay. Don't need to say working Zoom, texting into the chat. I do appreciate all of you so much. I really do. Cannot let him go to that woman's house. We need the evidence. We need that evidence. Fine, let's talk to her. I'll talk to her. Nope. Oops. Probably the same joke twice, but I'm going to leave it in for now. Um, let's see. Okay, what has been going on here? All right. Um, Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, they're very different. They're both fun. Thank you. I'm so glad. I look forward to talking about those with the world. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I knew what you meant. um, yeah, everybody has their own way. I must be in a secret place too, in the sense that I need the writing to shut out the clamor of the world. Which I used to think I had to shut out the clamor of the world to do the writing. Now I realize the writing is what shuts out the clamor of the world. Sometimes you get these things backwards for a while. Uh, I believe that. This is all too fast and yet too slow. I'm going to have to really think about this, but for the moment, see, now we're back at the same position we were in before. She's saying, I can't really talk to you. Yeah, there's going to be much more cutting here. I think some of this I'm planning to rewrite. All right, for the moment, no. I see. Yeah, whatever. Just cut and cut and cut. Thank you. Thank you so much. Um, yes, that video was called. Here it is. Create a ritual. I think that is my best take on the question of how to create your own work progress, your own place and way of working, because everyone is different. But it does matter that you do try and make it something that's yours, that's good for you, and that you can do almost without thinking. Cutting. Bedroom in a boring boxy apartment. I'm just cutting words, cutting words. We don't care about where he puts his keys. Okay, don't need all this staring. Don't need all that. I'm just cutting things, guys. Cutting. Dials it is easily on the same center. Cool. Yeah, I did set up a format for each type of document, like outline, because the styles are a basic set of styles. Hold on, let me see if I can show this. No, it's not important. Yeah, I mean, I set up a basic format for outlines, a basic format for notes. Everything else is really just a document. So you just, but yeah, actually when I'm doing pitches or scripts for this, I have format documents. So I can just say, this is an outline. Therefore, I'm going to copy my outline format, rename it, and then at least I have all my styles set. That we do. Okay. I think I'm going to stop here. Where do we get? Okay, still an 89. Well, we cut a page. Not enough, but we're at least making some progress. A little bit at a time. That is often all you get. Okay. Tomorrow, more of the same. We're going to keep cutting. We're going to keep marching through this script and get it clearer, get it shorter. Thanks for being with me. I hope that you're learning from it. I'm going to try and do more tomorrow. Today was very chatty. So until then, go write something.